Now that you're so close and that you've accomplished so much, you guys have done so many things already to this point, is just getting to the Super Bowl, is that enough to define a successful season, or do you think you have to win it now?
No, I mean, listen, everything's about this game right now. And like I've said it before, I've been to the Super Bowl and I've lost it and it stinks. So it's about this week. We got to find a way to win this game this week.
Hard to keep the players focused on that, knowing that you're just 2 games away, or do you think it's you drill that into them, that it's just the next step?
Yeah, I think it's actually, I don't think that's hard at all. I think they understand what's at stake. I know they watched these games this week, and they watched that game last night. This is, and inevitably, I mean, I showed the team really every game, just different situations that popped up, a snapshot of what happened. And you just look at, what could have cost the team, whether it's a drop here, whether it's a penalty, whether it's a situation, whatever it is, and they're littered all through, the week. And that's what the playoffs are, is, man, that one extra play, just doing your job in the heat of the moment. And if you do that, you give yourself the best odds. If not, that the other team's going. And so we've got a really good opponent here. They got a dynamic quarterback. They're playing good offense, good defense, really good coaching. And we got a work cut out for us. That's what we've got.
You know what it takes to turn around a franchise. It took you about 2 years to kind of get this thing going, a year and a half to get this thing really going in the right direction. What's your level of respect for what they've done over there in Washington with Quinn in just one season?
I got a lot of respect for Dan Quinn. I've known Dan from afar. I know him, but it's not like we hang out on a daily basis or anything or talk like that. But I've known him for a while, and certainly when he was in Atlanta, having to play him twice a year, I mean, those guys, you gain a high level of respect for what they do. And Joe Witt, the defensive coordinator, I mean, those guys were all there. And so inevitably, his teams are always going to be competitive, and they're going to be ready to go, and they're going to try to do things the right way. So I've got a lot of respect for what he's done, and I'm not surprised that they're where they're at, just knowing, kind of the way he builds things, the way his attitude is, and so it's impressive.
It's really hard to try to get that number 1 seed to get that bye week, but actually after going through it, how beneficial was that week? What did you take for having that time to kind of get away and come back to it?
Well, I think really just honestly, the best thing you get is that it's one less game. And so the odds say, well, that's one less game that you're playing to get to your ultimate goal. That's the benefit, really. And you could say, well, yeah, I mean, we've had some injuries, and so you get a couple of people that are able to feel better. But inevitably, it's not even that. I mean, there's plenty of teams that are playing. I mean, we did it twice last year. We won back-to-back games without a bye. It's really the fact that your odds are better because you're playing one less game. So that's the advantage of the bye.
Your last 14 hours or so, I'm sure you watched some of that game too. How quickly do you start game planning for Washington? What's the rush been like, sort of getting ready for?
Yeah, I mean, I think you're like anybody else. You're taking your notes as the game's going on, like last night, and you're taking note as much as you can with what you can see on the TV. And then really, it's been, full force today. You get in early and you start going. I had stuff with me at home, so. You go, but it's like anything else. We're going to have plenty of time to game plan and get a really good feel of who this opponent is to put a good plan in.
Were you there for?
Say it again.
How early?
No, I did not get in early. I started early, but I did not get here. I had plenty of coaches here.
Do you have any that, last year was, I'm not going to say surprise, but I mean, you guys kind of, arrived when your announcement, you probably exceeded a lot of expectations. This year, the expectations were huge, and you delivered. You're the number 1 seed. Do you feel a difference as far as what is expected of you and your team now?
No, I don't. You put that into words like, no, I don't think about, man, we're the 1 seed, so if if you guys don't succeed, then, I never think like that. I don't know. To me, I look at it as like, I know who we are. I know what we're about. I know how we have to prepare. I respect the opponent. And now it's time to go to work. That's how I look at it. I don't look at anything else. I don't think of what if it doesn't. What if the what ifs, like, fuck, man, I couldn't sleep at night if I lived that way. There's no freaking way. So no, I don't think of that. We're the 1 seed. We earned the 1 seed. We got a good opponent coming in, and we're going to be ready to play. That's how I look at it.
Do you feel it from the outside, though? Do you feel just the extra attention being put on you, the demands, all that stuff?
No, we've had attention for 4 years here. I mean, there's been more stuff that's been made out, that's been built one way. We've been so good. We've been so bad. We're a laughing stock. Now we're great. And it's just been this roller coaster of up and downs. And it's the next week of it. You know what I mean? And so this is nothing new that we're in right now. This is nothing new for me, for the coaches, for the players. We're in the middle of the circus, man, and it's about time to perform. That's the world we're in.
Speaking of Jay Daniels, obviously has been a big part of their turnaround. Can you just talk about the challenge he presents at quarterback?
He is dangerous. He's dangerous. He poses a major threat. He does not play the position like a rookie quarterback. He's composed. He understands how to progress. He sees the field well. He can buy time with his legs. He's a dangerous runner. He's smart. He's smart. You can tell he understands how to run that offense, what they're asking him to do. And then he's got weapons. He's got weapons around him. I mean, this receiver's pretty dang good. 17's a hell of a player, He's got a good back. He's got more than one receiver. Ertz at tight end. I mean, they've got weapons. The whole line plays hard. But he's a difference maker.
This is the one opponent that you hadn't faced, that you could have faced, that you hadn't faced already. Does that make you a little leery of the unknown? I mean, you obviously can see them now, but he's dynamic, but he's also a rookie. How much does the unknown affect?
No, I don't. No, I think there's a level of excitement. Part of it, it's you see another team you face twice, let's say, right? You know each other. You know them. They know you. It's different level of game planning because you're into that third level of chess, Whereas the opponent you haven't faced yet, like that's exciting too because you don't really entirely know them. They don't entirely know you. You just know each other from afar. And so now you're kind of starting from scratch. That's pretty exciting too, So I just think either way you go, it's pretty cool and it's fun. And so I think I like it because it's fresh for this week. I do like the newness of it.
I just wanted to ask you how the bye week impacted the overall health of the team and really in relation to how Arnold and Zeitler are trending.
Well, we didn't have any injuries over these last 3 days, so I think we're okay. I'll know more tomorrow. I'll know more tomorrow as where everybody's at. But I can't give you a straight up answer off of 3 days off. Really, I mean, I just know treatment has gone well, and we'll see.
One video the team shared behind the scenes of you celebrating the division. Ran over to Montgomery's locker. That was part of the video that we got to see. To put 5 back in that game plan after the outlook wasn't initially so great, what's that going to mean to you as the head coach for this team?
It'll mean a lot. 5's a big part of us. He's a huge part of us, and to me, he's a bell cow. He's somebody that he's a tone setter. He's a catalyst, so there's a place for him. There's a place for him here. So there'll be a place for him in this game. So it's going to be good to get him back.
Going back to Daniels for a sec, usually when a young quarterback is so quick to use their feet, it's a lack of confidence in reading in their arm, and that's not the case with him. Is there anybody stylistically you could think of that kind of matches his his skill set?
That's tough to say. As a rookie, because that's really what you're trying to compare him to, right? Is really a rookie of who's, and I can't. I mean, that's like that. That's been as composed as he is, and really, been able to function at such a high level without the, the mistakes or things like that. He's doing a really good job. I mean, I know they've got to be happy over there with how he's progressed every week, just gotten better and better.
When they have that RPO element, I mean, how valuable is a guy like Alex to just kind of help get the defense right and decipher a lot of that stuff?
Yeah, Alex is always going to help. Getting him back, I mean, just having him back the other day was, paid huge dividends. It was one of the reasons that we did well, that we played a really good game defensively. He's certainly one of those reasons. So to get him back, the production he brings, the athlete, but then just the, what he brings mentally, because he understands the game well. He studies. He'll know this offense. He'll know what they're trying to do, and he can kind of help everybody out around him. So yeah, it helps having him.
Fourth down aggressiveness paid off in a big way last night. Curious if you see any similarities in the way you guys like to attack and just what makes them so successful on fourth down.
I mean, I don't know. And look, I haven't been able to watch every game yet. I haven't got into all that. So I've got to do my own. I understand what the percentages are. I know they went for it, 4 or 5 times last night. But I need to look at what the situations are when he does that. And is this truly their MO? How much of it is run, pass, blah, 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 blah. But I know he wants to be a little bit more aggressive, and they have a quarterback that is mobile and gives you a run-pass option. So, I don't know. I can't say that it's like us or not like us, But I know they have it, they use it, and it's helped them. It's helped them win games.
The perception is that the Lions' defense over the years has struggled against running quarterbacks. Do you buy that, or does everybody struggle against running quarterbacks?
Do you buy that?
Challenge?
Are you buying that?
I do, but you face a lot of running quarterbacks. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm not supposed to buy it?
No. I know this. Running quarterbacks are hard. They're hard to defend, and it's like somebody tells you that we don't handle running quarterbacks very well. Well, tell me the team that does. Give me the next team. All right. So now you're working for whoever. I don't care who they are. And I'm not going to name a team because then somebody will come back and say, why did you name that team? But if you're on that team, you'd be like, we don't handle running quarterbacks that well. Well, yeah, I mean, it's kind of when you're trying to deal with Lamar and, you're trying to deal with a guy like this over there and Josh Allen. And it's a lot of teams that struggle against those guys. They're not easy to stop, and there's a reason for that. So, look, we know we got our hands full, but we're going to have a plan in place. AG is going to have a hell of a plan. Our guys are going to execute it. And you know what? He may make a run. He may pop a run or two. That's just the nature of the game and the way that some of these guys are able to maneuver. But that doesn't mean that you win the game.
Very rare. Like in the history of the NFL, rookie quarterbacks moving on the road in the playoffs, there's only a couple of them that have done it. How hard is that, just given the magnitude, the stage of this for rookie quarterbacks to do that? And B, is it about the running? Is it about his maturity? Why do you think that he's able to sort of breach that?
Well, look, I think Cliff's done a good job with him, and with the scheme that they're running, I think it really fits him well. But yet they're also, it's not just about him. It's about the other weapons that they do have. And I think that all meshes well together. And I think they don't ask him to do everything. I think the scheme they have, he does a good job with it. I think he can get himself out of trouble. I think this O-line plays hard. They don't just live in the read run or RPO. They've got some gap scheme, so there's some attitude there. There's cutting the defense type runs. So it's kind of all been meshed together well. And so I think by doing that, you alleviate a lot of pressure off of him. And when he has that ability, and you don't put everything on him, then he'll make plays for you, and he's been able to do that. And I think he does stay composed and he doesn't get frazzled. So I think there's, that's a credit to him, but it's really a credit to the coaches too and the players that are around him. I think they do a good job of spreading the load, actually.
Check in with Ben and Aaron to ask how their interviews went over the weekend. And I guess from that perspective, do you get regular updates on that kind of stuff?
Why would I want to know that? You think I want him to leave?
But I'm just curious, on that note, do they give you periodic updates? You check in, or how's that work?
Yeah, I've got an idea how they're doing. I have not run in there and asked if they're leaving yet. I didn't do that, but some point today I'll talk to them about what transpired yesterday. Right now I'm just trying to get ready for Washington. Yep.
Top six rushing offenses in the NFL made the playoffs. Can you speak to the?
Say that one more time.
Top six rushing offenses made the playoffs this year. I mean, can you speak to the level of investment you made in the running game and how it paid dividends this time of year?
Well, I think it's just another. I know for me personally, for us, I think I just believe that's where everything starts. I know it starts for us that way, and I think it creates an attitude. I think it creates a style. I think it creates a scheme of everything. Kind of works off of that, I guess, is what you should say there. At least for us, that's where it begins. And then it just takes a lot of pressure off of other players. I think it takes pressure off your quarterback. If you can run it, now you play action pass off of the same or similar type of schemes, you open up windows. It helps your receivers separate. Now, they still got to beat the corner, but everything underneath is open, right? And when you have a guy who's as accurate as our guy is, the passer that our guy is, then and receivers that can get open like St. Brown and J-Mo and these guys, then, I mean, that's pure gasoline, right? So that's why you do it. You're just trying to, I think, master your strengths, So it makes sense. It's hard to pass in this league, especially if everybody in the arena knows that you're passing. Every defense knows that you're passing. They just pin their ears back. I mean, it's tough. It's tough.
Also, it seems obviously this time of year that becomes even.
Yeah, certainly to possess the ball. Certainly to possess the ball is big. That's what Washington does a good job of. Watched them last night. I mean, they possessed the ball. They finished the game out. They were able to do that, get first downs, and so that's big. And to be able to run the ball is what helps you do that. So, yeah, that's a big part of it.
Daniel's mobility is reflective, I think, of probably an evolution in football. I'd say all four of the first-round quarterbacks that are having an impact this year are dual threats in their own way. So how much have you, AG, and Brad kind of worked to build a defense that counters that with the big ends, the athletic linebackers, and secondary that tackles?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's something you always think about. You got to be able to corral these guys up, but I think there's a discipline to it too. Look, the better your athletes are on defense, the better suited you are to contain mobile quarterbacks. But yet there's a discipline that's got to go with it too. I mean, you can't rush. You can't rush these guys the same as you do somebody that is just a pure pocket passer. You have to be much more disciplined, and it's a lot harder. I mean, you really do. You have to stay in your gap. You got to close down. You got to just continue to push. You can't take an edge. You can't like that. That takes an enormous amount of discipline in it, and the toll it takes on you physically in a game. I mean, you're talking about running. That's like all you guys that have run the quarter in high school. You run the 400 or the 800, or that's what that's like. Like it's an all-out, legs burning, get ready to throw up. Like you got to do that every time, keep him corralled. And no different than the guys who got to cover. You may have to cover for 6 seconds, 7 seconds. That's the problem these guys create. They do. So, but it doesn't mean it's easy, but it doesn't mean that it's not doable. It is doable.
They ran the 400.
Oh, I know somebody did. Some of you guys, I know you had to have. Nobody even raised their hand. Somebody did. All right.